How, how's it going, everyone? I want to welcome everyone to the live stream, and this is my interview with a this is my interview, and my guest today is what do you want?
Jennifer Robinson.
Yeah, my guest today is Jennifer Robinson. Um, Today, we're going to be talking about at least uh, uh, we can talk about at least four things today. We're going to be talking about this self esteem, motivation, and and also. uh, Wait, do you believe that black women should love whoever they want to, or
Black people should run for.
no? I'm saying, do you believe that black women should love whoever they want, or
Yes,
okay, and
all women should.
yeah, yeah, and we're going to be talking about that as well. Uh,
So that's more like you talking about black women should love other women.
no,
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 just whoever they want to.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but I want to get I want Jennifer, I want to get to the um the first topic, and that is about motivation. The main thing that fascinates me about about black women is they are able to rise up even when things get hard for them. And and you know, I see that as a good character trait for them. Eh, Here's the thing: can you elaborate on the struggles of that black women go through?
Oh wow. How much time do we have? Um, elaborate on the struggle. Black women have to wear a lot of hats, even if they married, they have children. They got to wear different hats. To they got to be a mother, sometime a mother and a father, a motivator, a psychologist, a doctor, mental health specialist, sometime a physical trainer or a personal trainer. It's just so much. You want me to elaborate on the struggles of a black man? Uh, Working, trying to hold the family together. Uh, you know, I don't know what else. There's a lot of things that black women struggle with. Self identity, maintaining themselves in all of that, and all of the things that they do.
And you know, I've seen you know what black women go through, and it seems like you know within the community itself, it seems like the men's issues come before the women's issues. Like like I've been seeing stories over the past years of black women having their lives taken by their significant other within the
Yeah,
community.
we have a lot of domestic violence going on. Our men are figured at, you know, beating our women, and that's a learned behavior. Instead of trying to figure out what's wrong with them, you know. Yeah, we gotta start. We can't change our men, and we gotta know that as women, we can't change them, but we can help them get the help that they need, so they wouldn't have to, you know, be um not have the confidence that they need. and we need to help build them up. As a woman, you got to build your husband up. Don't tear him down. You know. Does
I
that answer your question?
I hear what you're saying, and in some of the story in the stories that I do, I hear I see black women trying to build the black men up, and then it's like, and then after everything they do that they did for them, they want all of a sudden the man decides to divorce them after you know everything that they done for the men within the community.
Yes. Divorces. 50% of people divorce. First of all, you get into a marriage, you got to learn how to communicate. You got to say it's all or nothing, and we're gonna work it out no matter what problems we have. But you got to also know that you can't change that other person. But you got, and we as black women or any woman need to pray for their husband. Start praying for him to change. Start praying. And if you put God in the mix of it, the three of y'all, well, God will hold it, the God will change it. But if you're trying to do it on your own, it's not gonna work. You gotta put God in the midst of
And for me it seemed, and I also seen stories of Christian black women praying for their husbands to change,
it. Right.
and then they still get abused and unalived. And
Abuse is hard. Yeah. Abuse to me, when a man abuses somebody else, he don't have his identity. When he's not confident in who he is. His masculinity is being affected some kind of way, or he has been told he's not worthy, or he even think in his head that he's not worthy of having that person, and that everything that she's doing for him is not what it should be. So he figured that if he beat her or he slap her around, that's the right thing to do because, you know, way back men used to tell other men that's what to do, you know, beat your wife, beat your girlfriend, then they'll keep them in line, you know, and that's not the right thing to do. You don't beat a woman or beat nobody for no reason.
and I also believe that you shouldn't beat your wife or your girlfriend.
Right.
And these stories I see come out where that is happening.
They don't have God in the center of their relationship. First of all, you got to have God in the center of your relationship. You got to invite Jesus in. It'll work out if you do. You're going to have some troubles because two people trying to get to know each other, it's going to be some uphill battle, But if you take your time and go to counseling and get some help. But see that affects especially black men's ego when somebody got to tell them, let's do it this way, you know.
Exactly, and black women been doing that for centuries. Yet somehow the blacks.
Because we want to hold on to our man. That we try to hold on to them, but they just keep fighting against us and don't want to be there. So the best thing to do is let them go and you let God handle it. Just guarantee you they'll come back.
And I've also seen stories where the black man does the same thing to other races of women. And sometimes I cry because all the women all the that woman was trying to do was help the black man, but he feels his ego will be bruised.
Yes, his ego is already bruised. His ego is already bruised.
and
So
then and then and then it's like black men will talk down to black women in derogatory ways, like talk about the black woman's hair and everything. I'm like, I'm like, but what about the men who go and get their hair, their it get stuff in their hair? What about them? They never talk about they never talk about the men that go and do it, but they always talk about the women.
Mm, I hear you.
And it's like, and then when it comes to education, when it, and that's what the motivation, when black women are motivated to get their education. I'm a black man that will be happy when when a black woman gets their education, because to me it's like, if she can do it, I can do it as well.
Right.
And to hear black men talking down on education, black women getting their education, it's like they want to be the slave master instead of supporting the women. They want to keep
They
their.
haven't been taught how to support the woman. They either they haven't been taught. They need to all these are learned behaviors that they have. First of all, you had women raising men, not men involved in men being raised. A lot of women raise men. So you gotta work on getting men involved in the lives of men so they can teach them how to be a man. Uh, you just assume it is to be a man once you grow up and you go out and show your old soul. Yeah, I done been with this woman, I done been with that woman. That is not being a man. You got to know how to take responsibility. You got to know how to not go out and have children scattered everywhere. Who's gonna raise them? The mothers.
Mhm. And another thing too, the men cry about child support every single time, but they are the ones who made the children with.
Well, they need to cry about no sex and stay away. They won't have no child support. Use protection. Don't go out and get a woman pregnant. But that's the big thing. Oh, well, I gotta pay child support. I got this. Yeah, you gotta pay. Somebody got to take care of that child. Who do you want to take care of that child? I would prefer you to take care of your child. You
Mhm.
know,
And that's why we when I read on the foster care, um uh, you know demographics,
Mhm.
there are black children in there that still haven't been adopted. Black children that have that have been there for a multitude of reasons. Whether it's the mother who was unalived by the abusive
Right,
ex-husband,
right.
or whether both the mother and the father passed away.
Mhm.
Mm,
Or the mother is not doing what she's supposed to do to take care of her child, or don't have the mental capabilities to take care of that child, and the child was taken care from her. Or everybody who can have a child shouldn't have a child, and everybody who has a child can't be a mom. I mean, they can birth a child, but they can't raise a child. So that's why it takes a community. If you see somebody out there struggling, help them out. Give them some advice. Some of them are gonna be reluctant in taking it, but at least try. You know,
and in the stories of the black women who had their lives taken because of their abusive partner, they 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 were educated. They were educated women that had to work hard to get where they're at. Like, I don't know if you know this story, but this happened at the end of July of last year. There was a black woman named Alicia Watts that went missing
mm,
on the hours of July 17th and July 16th and to the 18th.
mm,
They found her body on August the 24th.
wow,
Uh,
that's
Her
sad.
Yep, and the man behind it was her boyfriend James Dunmore. And again, there will be black women that will be defending James Dunmore, and I and for and to me, it's like I'm starting to think that black women who support a man who is abusive, they 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 worship the man more than they do the man upstairs.
More than they do God. Yes. Um, when you in abusive relationship, some of them feel that they got to stay in it. But my thing is, the best thing to do is try to get yourself out of. Don't stay in abusive relationship.
Hmm.
If he love you enough to change, you know, then let him change. But you got to get yourself a way to get your mind right so you can handle that. So you can educate yourself on what you need to do. Because there has been a lot of death over the years of women abusing men and killing them, and men abusing women. So you know, and it's a mental health thing. They're actually thinking about it and talking more on the mental health now, but it's a mental health thing. Yeah.
And the the problem, and here's what made me cry when I heard of that story. When I heard that story, it because I read on how she was able to start her own business
Mhm.
and everything. She went to school and got her education,
Right.
and then she came back and helped her community, and to hear that she was going to start a home to help those with mental health, and that to me that was big. And
Mhm.
she wasn't just helping black people, no, she was helping other people as well. When James Dunmore did what he did to her, he took he took a black woman who was a shining light away from the earth, because and I see how the black man can get jealous of the black woman for having an education or making more and everything. I'm like, I'm like, at at this point is at this point, I believe that if a black woman is in college and getting her education, I believe that she should not just limit herself to just black men, because like it's hard. I know there are good black men out there, but it's hard to tell which is which
Well,
when
you got
yeah.
bad men in all races. They're bad in all the races, so you don't know who you get. You can get a bad one, abusive one in any race of men. You gotta trust that God gonna send you the man that you need for your life, for the one that you want. You gotta trust that. Stop looking. We are not the chasers. The men supposed to chase the women. We changed the script over the years, and we need to stop. We need to stand and be quiet and wait on God for it.
Exactly. And to hear the black men today, to hear most of them saying, "Oh, I don't want a woman who is educated and all that stuff."
Because they cannot control an educated woman.
Yeah.
That's what it is. They want somebody they can control, and they cannot control an educated woman. A
Eh,
confident, educated woman is not going to be controlled. Some of them might stay in an abusive relationship, but you're not going to control them for too long.
exactly. You know, and and what's funny is that most of the men in the community, they go around and say, oh, the black woman is not desirable, this and that and the third. But the moment the black wife effect, when they have when black women have their non-black husbands, and their non-black husbands are showing gratitude to their black wife, came out, all of a sudden you see black men saying that, oh, the black woman is trying to make them the white man the black man or something, and it ain't like that. It ain't like that.
You're gonna fall in love with who you fall in love with, you know. So whether it's black, white, whoever, you're gonna fall in love with who you're gonna fall in love with. I mean, me personally, I still prefer my black men. It's hard to deal with them sometimes, a lot of the times, but I still prefer them. But you know, if I ever decide to go out and find me somebody else one day, who knows?
And if they're non-white husbands, and they actually you know compliment the black woman for having their education. I'm not saying that there are black men who don't,
Right.
but you know the more outspoken is the black men who don't want to see that. And then you have those who ask a woman for her body count, this and that and the third. But when it goes towards the men, all of a sudden they get offended. All of a sudden, oh, you're bashing the black man, this, that, and the third. It's like whenever a man holds another man accountable, it's like they get they get they get offended and
Hmm.
thinking, oh, you as a black man, you have to defend us, you have to do this and that and the third. And I'm like, wait a minute. And I'm like, wait a minute, that means we should be defending black men who abuse their wives too. I'm like i'm like uh, i'm like at this point, see, when they talk like that, it lets me know that, number one, there's something demonic wrong with
Yes,
them. Two, they want to be just like the slave masters was to us
that's
way
why it's
back
taught.
then.
That's where it's taught from. It had trickled down over the years. You
Mhm.
know?
And then you have black men like me, and another person named Controversial Shannon, and you have the public offender who stands up for black women. You have you have them, and a few, and I think a couple of others who stands up for the black woman. All of a sudden, we get called a simp because we don't believe in what they say.
Who by whom? Who do you get called a what now?
Uh, They get they get called a simp or a panderer by black men who wants to believe the negative stereotypes about black women,
Oh, yeah.
and all of a sudden it's
Well,
like,
no man should be talking about any women because men, you all came from a woman. You were birthed from a woman. So the first woman in your life is your mother. So if you talk about any woman, you're also talking about your mother. So that should shut that down right there. So if you undermining a woman, then you need to think. And he probably could have men who been brought up in houses with nothing but women. They either go one way or the other on the spectrum. They could be totally controlled, or they can be just totally against women. So
Hmm.
it's hard to, it's all in the individual person. When you said demonic, a lot of it is demonic. Um, God ordained marriages. The devil wants to keep marriages broken, and the more he input into anybody to keep it dysfunctional, that's that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be dysfunctional, and they're not gonna get together, and they're gonna be two broken lives separated, and then they're gonna create broken children because children are gonna be confused between where I'm going. I'm going to mama this week. I'm going to daddy this week, and then drama going on over here and drama going on over there. Daddy's talking about mama. Mama's talking about daddy. Somebody need to say, "Wake up! Let's stop this man." You know.
And the sexualizing of young women. I've been seeing this. I've been seeing this for a long time.
The sexualizing.
Yeah.
Yes. And a lot of that goes. We got some sick-minded individuals out here, and they start real young with these girls, and that's why you got so many young girls out here just as crazy as bed bugs, just because they think, oh, he loved me, he want me, and no, save your body for that one that's coming, you know, that perfect man for your life, but we sex has become a norm because the what everything you see is sexualized on television. They even got candy where it's like, ooh, you know. So that's what the commercials have created.
And also, you know, is in the hip hop culture, we had the Lord back then. Before I have to say this because it's the truth. The men made the women is sexualized
Yeah,
to the point where the way that Lauren Hill and all of them did rap back in the day, you can't do that no more.
yeah. Lauren Hill was educating people, but not. I love her. Um,
And also Queen Latifah and Missy Elliott. I mean, it was
they well, you got a bunch of men that and it's not just the black men. They are learning. It's a lot of men out there. Just it's all about the sex. Ooh, you will get this deal if you sleep with me, and you got to be confident who you are to say, you know what, I'll pass on that. You know, and a lot of them did, or either they just take advantage of them. You know,
exactly. And um um for me back in the day when hip hop wasn't you know degenerate. We have Public Enemy again. We have Lauren Hill. We had dang dang. We had a lot of women in the hip hop industry that were singing good lyrics and everything.
that
And
that mess they got out now is crazy because a lot of it is calling the women the B word,
mhm,
and that's demeaning to the women. I mean, but if somebody turn around and say your mama is this, then you're gonna ready to fight somebody. So why would you undermine my daughter or my niece or any of the women that's in my lineage by saying the B word? And I tell my grandbaby, don't listen to that because it's poison. You don't want to. That's not when she said, Grandma, I don't say the cuss word. No, you don't need to even sing the song because being exposed to it, it's gonna be in your head. It's gonna be in your brain. Yeah, I don't like a lot of those. Rap music used to be when they first started out. It was nice and clean because it did the Christmas raps.
yep,
Yeah,
and it told a story
and it told the story.
until like you had Sir Mix-a-Lot, and and his song I like, big, big
What did
behind.
he sing? I don't know him.
Yeah, and that's where it started. Then you had other black men starting it.
Everybody wanted to degrade, undermine women. Like,
Mhm.
it's not good. We need to start putting positiveness out there and build up our women, make them more confident because, everybody gonna go to hell in a handbasket if the women get broken. All the women get broken.
Mhm.
Yeah, because who's gonna hold it? Who's gonna be the glue to hold them together? Because men can't do it. You know.
Yeah, and um, and now you have black women, defending. You have black women out there who are defending Diddy after he was caught for the finally he was caught for them Diddy parties and everything.
And young sex with girls and sex trafficking and a lot of other stuff. And that's just, I yeah, I saw a little bit of the movie when they arrested him and everything. But like you said, we got to go back to it's demonic. All that's demonic. You're playing with fire and you don't know what you're playing with. They need to get God in their life and they need to. He got money. He's a black man with money, and the devil just came in and took over. You know,
Yep. And there are people who were there at their parties who are paying people off and everything, because I saw a video about that too. And after.
paying people off because they don't want the truth to come out.
Yep. uh,
The truth is gonna come out because ever since that probably goes all the way back to Epstein, um, with all the parties. He probably has, that probably goes back to him. So it's gonna come out.
and Jennifer, I've been seeing a trend lately, and the trend is the red pill to excusing men's behavior pipeline. Once the woman, you know, here, like, if a woman has low self-esteem and
Right.
listens to the red pill, and then she listens to the men, and you know all of a sudden a man commits a crime, and then it's like she winds up defending that man, even though there is evidence against him.
Right.
And the main part about it is, that's when I realized, yeah, black women have a black male worshiping problem from within the community, because if you side with a man over a victim, yeah, that means you're a black male worshiper. It doesn't matter how you try to sugarcoat it.
Interesting. Yeah.
And for me, like, I love black women, but you know they have to cut out this black male worshiping thing, because
You're only supposed to worship God. That's it. Jesus and God. So you
eh,
can't put them on a pedestal because you will be disappointed. The men. So, but that goes still. The women need the education in how to be a good Christian woman and how to live a Christian life and wait on a good Christian husband. You know, not go out there and just, oh, he cute and sleep with everybody out there.
and I will also say, that, but that black men has made it so they can, when they get older, they can get the younger women and all that, and while leaving the older women aside.
Mm.
And to me, it's like the black community is grooming young girls for the older men, and that
That
and
ain't just started. That's been going on. You had, well, back in the day, they had the older man would go and marry the young 16, 12, 13, 14-year old because the parents said, yeah, sure, you can marry her. And he gave them a diary and they let him go off and marry her, you know. But that's been going on for years because their family probably couldn't afford to feed her. And if she married, then now there's one less mouth they got to feed, you know. So that was sick back in the day. I couldn't see my 13-year-old daughter being married off. What does she know about being married to an old man that's 40, 50 years old, because he just want her for sex, you know?
exactly, and not only that, but to use her youth as well.
Yeah. So, but you still got some of that going on. I don't condone. I would not, betroth my child to no old man till she's ready to say, and I know she's mature in her head. I don't have any daughters. I'll have only men, three boys. But my granddaughter, no, wouldn't do it.
E- exactly, and there are men out there who who find it weird that an older man is with a younger woman.
It was standard back in some towns. It was so standard. It was just he been married, his wife died, the children are grown that they had from the first one, so he want to be married again, and he looks for a younger wife. That's been standard.
and and I think we should encourage black women to get their education,
Yes,
and
all women should get their
and,
education
and
so they can build up their confidence.
mhm, and start and black women have been starting their business
Yes,
for.
entrepreneurship
Mhm.
is the thing. Start a business, even no matter what you're doing as a career goal, still have your little side hustle going on. Yeah.
ex- exactly, and
But what we also need to do the is start teaching our children about finances early on. Teaching them about how to save money, how to invest money, how to put money away, not spend everything on every little crazy stuff out here. Save money.
yeah, I agree, I'm also seeing women getting away from religion because religion
Oh, you
some
killed it. That was a
yeah I
mustache.
got the religion is like you know it's telling women like if if a certain church says you have to get out of that abusive relationship, there will be churches who says you have to be in that relationship, but that pastor never understood what happens if the woman is unalived and her life gets taken away.
Mm.
And
I tell anybody that if you're in a abusive relationship and you think your life is in danger, get out of it. There are places out there that you can go and get away from it. They got place you can live. They got you don't even have to bring clothes with you 'cause they got clothes that you can put on. If you gotta get out of an abusive relationship, get out of it.
mhm,
And he wouldn't. It's almost like an underground railroad because he could not find you. So
mm,
do not stay in a relationship, because when I got married, that's one thing I told my husband. I'm not gonna tolerate you hitting me. I don't care if I opened my mouth and said something that you didn't like or whatever, but I'm not gonna tolerate you hitting me.
mm,
So
mm. And it's like for the black men who are on these the black men who have podcasts, trying to say, oh, what did she do with this and that and the third. They do not understand that ends of itself is turning black women away from even wanting dealing with black men. They don't understand that all they want to do is say, oh, this, that, and the third. And to me, it's like they have an entitlement complex.
mm,
And that's why I say calling black men kings was the worst thing to have ever happened within the black community, because now you have black men who feel entitled to a woman,
mm.
who wants to enslave women.
Well, see, they misunderstood that obey in the marriage thing. They obey to them means that if I say do this, you must do that, and it's more like it's not what they think it is. They got to go back and look at the Greek. I think it's Greek word of obey and see what it means. But it does not mean, oh, I need to walk behind you and I need to speak when you tell me to speak, and that is not what. No.
And
We in a marriage, we're supposed to become one when we engage into this marriage. We're supposed to become one. So that means we are walking side by side with each other as one. Um, and we are supposed to communicate to each other, and my feelings, my desires, our future together. We gotta communicate.
exactly. And that's what those of us black men, we've been trying to tell the black men who feel like they're entitled to women and entitled to submission. uh, we've been trying to tell them this for the longest, but they do not want to listen.
Well, yeah, we got always have a hard head set of either women or men. Every that's turning 18 every year. So you got that group that's in their own element doing their own thing, and it's not right. We got to get them back to the way God intended for you know marriages and relationships to be.
Yeah, I'm seeing those who have a channel say this, and they are reaching black men, but then you still have those out there who are impressionable to young men.
And what we as a community of people need to pray for them. Pray that eventually the word trickles down and some just fall on them and get impregnated in them, and it might multiply and it change.
Mm.
But you just gotta you gotta pray for
Eh,
them. You can't change everybody, and it ain't gonna happen overnight.
mhm.
But I'm gonna have to go back. So
Yeah. Hey, it was nice talking to you, Jennifer. One more thing before you go. Um, I believe in the positivity for black women. For the black women who don't want to deal with black men anymore. What's your advice to them if they're searching for another race of man out there?
go for it. Um, we all have that free will that God gave us. So If you have been hurt in a relationship with a black man, then you have that free will, but maybe look out for the signs, because abuse is in all relationships, all races. Okay, so you don't go and get what you had, you know, just another color. Don't do that. So yeah,
And also to the women out there who defend men who the black men within the community that does crime, what do you have to say to them?
to the women that defend the men, we got to pray for them too, so they can see. A lot of people are blind. You know how they have the blinders on the horse and all they see is straight ahead? Yeah,
Hmm.
we need to pray that the blinders come off so they can see the truth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because it's like they always happy when the white man or the Asian man or the Hispanic man or any other man, you know, gets put in jail. But when they see a black man, all of a sudden is, oh, they trying to put a good black man in prison
Well,
and
I mean,
everything else.
go back in our history. They have just put a lot of good black men in prison that did not commit crime. So we still have that mentality, and sometimes they still trying to set them up now. Um, so make sure what you following or what you seeing, that he is a good black man. You know that he did not do the crime, because there's some out there that have done the crime.
Mhm.
So yeah,
And not only that, but what happens is they mess it up for the black men that didn't, you know.
right.
Yeah, and you know, but I appreciate you talking with me, and I hope we can have this. If you want to, I hope we can have more conversations like this.
Okay, all right. I enjoyed it.
I think it again. It's been good talking to you, Jennifer, and I think um you gave some solid advice tonight, and yeah, um I I would like to talk to with you more if that's okay, if that's okay with you. All right, all right, I gotta get back to work too. Everyone, I wanna thank I wanna thank y'all for coming and listening to the interview. Um, again, you know, she gave um she gave um some well, I'm saying it was a good conversation, you know, and again and again, you know, I will be doing interviews um with um with people, and yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. And I want to thank all of y'all for coming. She gave she gave good advice for women who are in abusive relationships, and I agree. If you feel that your life is in danger, leave the relationship. And you know, you, and again, she also said to the women who defend men who do crimes, um Man, that was so much that was talked about tonight. But yeah, um, I want to thank you all for coming and listening. Um, i- if you want, if you and I just want to say to the black women out there, you don't have to put up with what the black men are doing too. You don't have to put up with it. There is another option out there. You don't have to put up with the black what black men are trying to make you accept. But yeah, but yeah, um, I want to thank y'all for coming to the interview. Like, comment, share this video, and you know this video right here is the one that needs to be in the algorithm as well. Um, and I will be, like I said, I'll be doing a live on October 21st. Um, so yeah, I will be live on that. Um, but I'm gonna head back on to work, and if you're new to the channel and you like what was said, please um, you can hit the like button. I mean, yeah, hit the like button and share it with a woman who is in your family, whether it be your mother, your cousin, your sister, or grandma or auntie or a friend, and also if you want to, you can subscribe to the channel and um and make sure you're notified whenever I go live or do videos or interviews. But yeah, again, I want to thank Jennifer for doing the interview with me, and yeah, black women out there, it, it's time to, you know, it it's time to put yourselves first and stop worshiping black men. It's time. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go again. For those of y'all who been my day ones and and who supported the channel, I want to say I appreciate y'all. And for the ones who are new here, um, th- this is a this is a channel to my channel is to call out the stuff, the BS within the community, and point out some truths, and also listening to other people and their opinions. But yeah, again, I want to thank y'all for coming. Um, I will be uploading a video tomorrow, and with that being said, I hope y'all have a a good night, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Love, peace, and happiness, and I'm out.